That's zero. Okay, yeah, you talked about being on stage, didn't you?
Oh yeah.
Freeze!
action. You're going to say, we want action. I'm going to say, we want boycotts. You're going to say, we want boycotts. And I'm going to say, we want sanctions. And you're going to say, we want sanctions. So, we want justice. We want justice. We want action. We want action. We want boycott. We want boycott. We want sanctions. We want sanctions. We want justice. We want justice. We want action. We want action. We want boycott. We want boycott. We want sanctions. We want sanctions. We thousands, in our millions. In our thousands, in our millions. In our thousands, in our millions. Free, free. Free, free. Free, free. Free, free.
We have shut Whitehall down, make some noise! We're about to hear from some brilliant speakers, but before we do, I want you to shout as loud as you can. You've been brilliant all day. Let's end as loudly as we possibly can. Let's make sure the war criminal apartheid supporting government in number 10 can hear us when we say, with your fists and your placards and your flags in the sky and as loud as you can, from the river to the sea! 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 Long live Palestine! Long live Gaza! Long live Palestine! 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 In our thousands, in our millions! In our thousands, in our millions! Say it like we're in our thousands and our millions! 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 Free, free! 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 Make some noise!
Okay, good afternoon, London. We are here today because Monday, the 15th of May, marks 75 years since the Nakba, the catastrophe of a people when the majority of the population of Palestine were expelled or forced to flee their homes by Zionist forces. There are few injustices in this world that have continued so long or denied our solidarity more urgently than the 100 years of dispossession experienced by the Palestinian people. With this rally, we wish to show that we do not forget the Palestinians. We wish to show that we will never stop fighting until every single Palestinian is free to return to their homeland and to live a life of peace, of dignity, and of freedom. With that in mind, it is my pleasure to introduce one of the strongest voices within the Jewish community in the UK, standing in full solidarity with the Palestinians, and also a former captain of a convoy boat to Gaza. Please make some noise for Mr. Clint Secker!
Thank you. We see the start of a third Nakba, of mass ethnic cleansing, by the racist endeavour that is the state of Israel. This is not a new agenda limited to the rise of Gavir and Smotrich. It's the underlying tidal stream of political Zionism, which has driven Israel from its inception. No one is deceived by the shrill cries of Israeli sirens at the loss of Israel's democracy. It was never a democracy. It was always a sham. The consolidation of the 48 Nakba was under the so-called left Nakai and Israeli Labour parties, as was the 67 Nakba and the military occupation, as were the illegal settlements, as were thousands of house demolitions. Now the mask has slipped. The real Israel is exposed. The desperate attempt to silence the media with the war crime, murders of 45 journalists has failed. The assassination of Shireen Abu Akleh has served only to throw a spotlight on the atrocities and their programme. Netanyahu, in a crisis, is doing what all autocrats do: use violence to generate national danger and national unity. Now, a word about the Palestinian response to the near 4,000 Gazans killed by Israel since 2007, including 132 this year. If Israel were blockaded like Gaza for 15 years, with its hospitals, schools, houses, power, water and sewage systems repeatedly bombed, and all diplomatic solutions failed, who in the world would criticise them if they use force to fight for their freedom? In fact, the UK will be supplying them, like Ukraine, with Storm missiles with no restrictions on their use. Netanyahu is playing into the hands of the extreme right in Israel, who openly demand the expulsion of the Palestinians, both from the occupied territories and from Israel. Their objective is a third Nakba. This is apartheid with a vengeance. This is a monster which we denounce with every bone in our being. This is a horror which all of us as Jews across Jews for Justice for Palestinians, Jewish Voice for Labour, Jewish Socialist Group, Jewish Voice for Peace, European Jews for Just Peace, Independent Jewish Voices condemn as a total contradiction of what we stand for as Jews. Our humanity, our integrity is rooted in our solidarity with the Palestinians. We are two peoples with one future. A people who oppress another can never themselves be free. Long live Palestine! Long live Gaza! From the river to the sea, we shall all be free.
Thank you, Jane, for that wonderful speech. Let's give it up for Jane again. So it gives me great pleasure to introduce our next speaker, here representing Stop the War, one of our co-organisers of today's rally, Nancy Sherman.
Good afternoon, everybody. Great to see you here today to mark the 75th anniversary of the Nakba. And remember what they said when they drove 750,000 Palestinians off their land. They said the old will die and the young will forget. But the young haven't forgotten. We've had 75 years of resistance to the Nakba, and the movement is getting stronger and stronger than ever. And I think the first thing we should do today is to say what debt we owe to the Palestinian people who have fought so bitterly for their rights, for the right of return, for the right to be in their homeland, and for the right for justice and equality which has been denied them for these 75 years. We owe them a huge debt of gratitude, and we owe a debt of gratitude to all the people who stood in solidarity with them around the world. But this situation is not getting better, it is getting worse. This far-right Israeli government is waging war on the Palestinians. This year alone, practically every day, somebody has died, either at the hands of Israeli soldiers or at the hands of Israeli settlers. Every day there are people dying. Every day there are raids on Palestinian houses. Every day there are demolitions of houses. And we have to say we are not going to put up with this. We will not let it happen anymore. And they talk about the international community. We shouldn't accept that term. Israel could not do what it does without the collusion of the United States government, without the collusion of the British government, and without the collusion of the Arab states and the corrupt rulers from Saudi Arabia to Jordan and all those places to Egypt. In all of those, we're talking about an international community which is united in preventing justice for the Palestinians. And that is why solidarity is coming from below. It's coming from working class people here. It's coming from people across the Arab world. And it's coming from people across the rest of the world as well. And this far-right government is meeting opposition even from its own population in Israel with been mass protests about the change in the law. But let's remember, those mass protests will only lead Netanyahu and people even more right-wing than him to attack the Palestinians more and more. That is why we're here today to say solidarity with the Palestinians, justice for the Palestinians, and one last thing that I would like to say. Our government here, you can judge their support for what the Israelis are doing, shows that's what they'd like to do to people here. Last Saturday, 64 people were arrested for demonstrating against the coronation under really new, horrible, repressive laws. There is also Suella Braverman wants to pass a law which says that the slogan "from the river to the sea" will be made illegal. This tells you exactly what that government is like. So we're not just fighting against what the Israelis are doing. We're not just fighting against the corrupt Arab states and the US government. We're fighting against our government, and we're fighting against our government daring to pass these laws, oppose the laws, fight for free speech, fight for justice on the streets, and let's keep organising on the streets. Thank you very much.
Trade unions around the world are a key part of global solidarity with Palestine. So I'm pleased that our next speaker is from a union in Britain, one of the largest unions across Britain and Ireland, that is affiliated to the Palestine Solidarity Campaign, that has policy for boycott, divestment and sanctions, representing 1.5 million workers right across Britain and Ireland. From Unite the Union, welcome Simon Cummins!
Thank you very much, and colleagues, I bring solidarity and support from Unite, our over 1 million members, and all of the trade unions that are affiliated to the Palestine Solidarity Campaign. We stand in solidarity with the hundreds of thousands of Palestinians who were driven from their homes and ethnically cleansed 75 years ago. We will continue to support not only the battle for Palestinian rights to be respected, but also for proper recognition of what actually happened 75 years ago. But it's not just about what happened then, it's clearly about what's happening now as well. I'm very proud that my union, along with many, many others here and many internationally, fully support the boycott, divestment and sanctions campaign. In action and not just in words. Our members in HSBC, Sainsbury's, Barclays and HP have all actively engaged to support and build that campaign. We fully recognise the apartheid nature of the Israeli state, and we call on everyone to build the BDS campaign and end Israeli apartheid once and for all. Colleagues, now more than ever, with the most extreme right-wing government in Israeli history, it's time that the UK government and the whole international community finally acts and finds the courage to do it and stop what is happening. The massive increase in settler violence, the continued ethnic cleansing, the destruction of homes, the violence against children, and the apartheid system, it's all got to be stopped now once and for all. And colleagues, to finish with this, I really think it's time to end the hypocrisy. If it's right to condemn Russia and take action against the war and occupation of Ukraine, then how the hell can it be right to support the illegal occupation of Palestine? How can it be right that we are arming the occupier and not supporting the resistance to the occupation? So we're going to carry on building the international campaign, building the BDS campaign, and we're going to carry on fighting. End the occupation, end the siege of Gaza, support the BDS campaign, and end Israeli apartheid. Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, it is now my distinct pleasure to welcome two young Palestinian activists to the stage. They marched today at the head of the march carrying keys, the universal symbol that one day the people of Palestine will return to their homeland. Please give a really special welcome to Liam Mohammed and Yasmin El-Sula. Nakba survivors. This time, 75 years ago, my grandparents, who were older than Israel, were forced and driven out of their homes in Haifa, in Palestine, by Zionist militias, ending up as refugees in Lebanon. They thought it would be a matter of only a few days, maybe weeks, at most months before their return. But today, 3/4 of a century later, they are still living in that same refugee camp, still awaiting their right of return. Today, we Palestinians are not commemorating the Nakba as a past or a one-off or a singular event, but we are still living it. And every day we see the violent effects of the failure to address this historic injustice, whether in the settler front lines in Jerusalem, Israeli bombs in Gaza, or the refugee camps in Lebanon. Our struggle will not be over until every inch of Palestine is liberated and until every single Palestinian refugee returns home. They said the elderly will die and they said the young will forget. They said that people would stop caring. They were wrong. For 75 years we have lived in exile and endured family trauma, but we will never forget our roots or the right to return. We still resist. We still resist. We have not forgotten, and we will be the generation to return to a free Palestine. And our message is that no matter how strong their efforts are to silence us, we will only shout louder. What do we want? When do we want it? What do we want? When do we want it? Remember, the solidarity is a verb and Palestine is a cause, not a trend. Now is the time for you to what we are telling the world, what we are reasserting to ourselves, is that the Nakba, yes, it's ongoing, but it is also temporary. We know that the Nakba will end because our people in Gaza, in Jenin, in Nablus, in Jerusalem, and in the camps continue to resist. Wherever we are in the world, we must take their lead and we must resist. My name is Yasmin. I'm a member of the Palestinian Youth Movement, Harakat al-Shabab al-Falastini. We're a transnational, independent grassroots movement of Palestinian and Arab youth in exile as a result of the ongoing devastating impacts of Zionist colonization and occupation of our region. We believe that in the same way that Zionism is global, our resistance should be too. We're not in solidarity with our siblings on the ground. We are on a different front line and we struggle with them. We confront Zionism wherever it rears its ugly head. Palestinian and Arab youth have always been on the front lines of our struggle. We are the cradle of our resistance and we stand tall on the shoulders of our elders who have sacrificed their lives and their freedom to carry the struggle forward. Since the Unity Intifada in May 2021, we have witnessed the gradual rebuilding of our national unity. Despite the capitulation of Oslo, the resistance will never ebb. If anything, our resistance has only grown in unity across geographies and across factions. It is our duty to the likes of Nakba and Khadr Adnan and Ahmed Manasra, Isra Jabis, Ibrahim al-Nabulsi, Khalil al-Bahtini, Uday al-Tamimi, Shireen Abu Aqla, to list a few, and all our prisoners and martyrs, that we never lose sight of our struggle. We must be clear in supporting our resistance in all its forms. We are witnessing the heightened violence of Zionism in crisis, and as the Zionist entity flails in its attempt to survive, Palestinian resistance grows in its unity and its strength. And yet, despite the increasing violence with the heightened raids on Khalil and Jenin and Nablus, and the sadistic humiliation of our prisoners, most recently with Israel refusing to hand over Khadr Adnan's body, we know that his empty stomach has nourished the wills of our resistance to continue and to only grow stronger. So we stand here to say that our people are steadfast in fighting for a liberated Palestine from the river to the sea, and for the right of every Palestinian to return home. Free, free! Free, free! There is only one solution! There is only one solution! Thank you.
Thank you, Yasmin and Liane, for their wonderful speech. It gives me a great pleasure to introduce our next speaker, a man who needs no introduction, the Palestinian ambassador to the UK, Bassam Zamlo.
Hello, London. Hello, friends. Friends of Palestine. Friends of freedom and justice from all over the UK. I see many friends from Manchester, from Coventry, from Bristol, from Scotland, from Wales. Thank you all for coming here today to mark this somber day, the 75th commemoration of the Nakba, of the Palestinian catastrophe. It has been 75 years since the Nakba. 75 years. 75 years since hundreds of thousands of Palestinians were forced from their homes, lands, towns, and villages never to be allowed to return until this very day. It's a crime. It's a crime against the Palestinian people. It's a crime against humanity. It's a crime against every one of you. Ethnic cleansing is a crime against humanity. Hundreds of villages were destroyed as the Zionists tried to hide the evidence. For 75 years, my friends, this enormous injustice has gone unaddressed. And until this very moment, this very day, this very hour, Israel is still after these same refugees that it had ethnically cleansed 75 years ago, bombarding refugees in Gaza as we speak right this moment. Never in history, refugees that have been ethnically cleansed have been targeted once and twice and 3 times and 10 times and 100 times. They say many things and we tell them no more. We will hear your lies no more. They say Palestine was a land without a people. A lie. A lie. They say it was the Zionists who made the desert bloom. A lie! A lie! Louder! A lie! They say Israel is a democracy. A democracy! What kind of a democracy denies the right to their own citizens because they are of the wrong religion? A lie! A lie! They say Israel is defending itself. A lie! A lie! Israel is an occupying power. And military occupation is the first act of aggression. Every act it does in occupied territory is by definition an act of aggression. All you hear here in the UK from some mainstream media, all that has been framed are lies upon lies upon lies. These lies are not just about history and the truth. These are about concealment of what happened 75 years ago and ongoing. They are about hiding the truth. They are about hiding the truth and hiding Israel's many crimes that include not just the ethnic cleansing of the Nakba, but the system of colonial apartheid, with which Israel is trying to subjugate, oppress, control the Palestinian people, the Palestinian land, the Palestinian spirit and will. It will not work. It will not work. It has not worked and will never work. And every single one of us, every Palestinian, every freedom-loving person will continue struggling, standing up for what is right. This isn't a fight between left and right. It's a fight between right and wrong. Right and wrong. And therefore, the wind is not helping here. Just to conclude, my friends, it's been 75 years. 75 years since my grandfather and my parents were forced out of their homes, out of their farms, out of their lands, together with 800,000 Palestinians. They destroyed our village, and with it, hundreds of villages and towns and cities. They seized our homes. They stole our harvests. They robbed us of our country. Our country. They are trying to rob us of the truth and of our history. But we will not allow them to rob us of our future. We will not allow them to rob us of our future. But we will not let that happen All we ask for is justice. Justice. That means the right of return for Palestinian refugees. The right of return for Palestinian refugees. It means compensation for all the losses we have endured over the years, including from the UK government. Including from the UK government. It means being able to exercise our human, political, and national rights in an independent, sovereign state of our own, with Jerusalem as its capital. We want justice, nothing more, nothing less. What do we want? What do we want? When do we want it? And we want a free Palestine. Free Palestine. Free Palestine. Free Palestine. Thank you.
Thank you, Hassan. Our next speaker is from one of the organizations that called today's demonstration, the Friends of Al-Aqsa. Please welcome its founder, Ismail Patel.
Thank you very much, friends. This week marks the 75 years of the Nakba. This was a catastrophe where 75% of the Palestinian population were thrown out from their lands and homes. There was an ethnic cleansing of over 500 Palestinian communities, creating 6 million Palestinian refugees. And most of those refugees were not allowed to go back. Israel robbed all their assets. But let's not forget, the Nakba was possible because our British government allowed it to happen. And since 1948, some 1 million Palestinians have been arrested. Over 250,000 homes have been destroyed. There's been over 600 checkpoints in the West Bank. There's an apartheid wall of 700 kilometers that encircles the Palestinian people. Today, Israel has total control from everything from the river to the sea. That means 2023, today, marks 75 years of home demolitions by Israel. It is 75 years of land theft. It is 75 years of Israeli war crimes. It is 75 years of Israeli massacres. It is 75 years of forced expulsions. It is 75 years of ethnic cleansing. And it is 75 years of apartheid. If the Nakba was a process, then that process means we need a conclusion. And the conclusion waits to be written, my friends. And here we are today to write that conclusion. I ask a conclusion that says, end the 75 years of war crimes. A conclusion that says, end the 75 years of impunity. A conclusion that says, end the Nakba. A conclusion that says, free Palestine. Free Palestine. Free Palestine. Thank you very much, my friends.
Free. All right, in a moment, the press are going to come on stage and take some pictures. So I need everybody holding a placard, everybody holding a flag, everybody holding their child in the air, to hold them as high as you can. Free. From the river to the sea. 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 thousands, in our millions. In our 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 millions, in our billions. In our millions, in our billions. Free, free. 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 All right. It is now my great pleasure to welcome to the stage, representing one of the organisers of today's march, the Muslim Association of Britain. Please make some noise for Mustafa Daba. It flies away without it.
Brothers, sisters, friends, Assalamu alaikum. Not long ago, the world was captivated by protests in Israel. Protests against the most right-wing and racist Israeli government for decades. A government that is a manifestation of years of apartheid and oppression. These protests were calling for a so-called democracy. They were celebrated across the globe, but the double standard was clear. It was democracy for the Israelis, and it was apartheid for Palestinians. An apartheid that began 75 years ago with the Nakba, the day 750,000 Palestinians were displaced and expelled from their land. A day that has resulted in over 6 million refugees. Today and every day, we are reminded of the ongoing Nakba. We are reminded of the continued oppression of the Palestinian people. We are reminded of the occupation. We are reminded of the building of illegal settlements and of a larger system of apartheid that must end. Friends, brothers, sisters, despite our calls for justice, pro-Palestine advocacy is being silenced. Our movement is under attack. Our government wants to criminalize BDS. Individuals who speak out against Israeli apartheid and speak up for Palestinians are being smeared. But we will not be silenced. We will continue to campaign and raise our voices until justice is served. Because here in Britain, we have a unique responsibility. It was our own government that was the architect of the Balfour Declaration. It was our own government that wants to criminalize BDS. And it is our own government that continues to turn a blind eye to Israeli apartheid and war crimes. To them, we say it is time to take action. So let us take action here today. Let us continue our movements for justice. Let us continue to stand in solidarity with Palestine. Let our voices be heard in the halls of Westminster and the corridors of power across the globe. Let us say loud and clear that being a friend to Israel is being a friend to apartheid. Let us say loud and clear that the occupation must end. The building of Israeli settlements that are illegal must end. That apartheid must end. Let us show the world that we will continue to stand in solidarity with the Palestinian people. Let us continue to fight until justice is served.
And let us continue to demand that from the river to the sea, Palestine is free. Palestine is free from apartheid and occupation. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mustafa, for that wonderful speech. It really highlighted the importance of our presence here today on Downing Street. So give it up for Mustafa. So it gives me great pleasure to introduce our next speaker. And her name is Jo Grady. She is part of the trade union movement who stands strong in solidarity with Palestine. She is the General Secretary of the UCU and a great friend of the Palestinian people. Give it up for Jo.
Hello, everyone. On the 75th anniversary of the Nakba, I am proud to be part of this demonstration in support of the Palestinian people in their long struggle for freedom, justice, and equality. In December, I was privileged to be part of a trade union delegation to Palestine and to see with my own eyes the impact of the Israeli occupation and apartheid on the lives of ordinary Palestinian people. But I also bore witness to their bravery and resolve in resisting the forces of oppression. My union, the University and College Union, fights for staff and students in post-16 education. In Palestine, we saw how the occupation discriminates and denies students the right to a safe and happy education. At Birzeit University, students told us how the Israeli security forces regularly raid campus, intimidate students, and just 1 week before our visit, a student was shot dead. We heard from staff too how textbooks and other educational materials are screened and censored by Israel, preventing students from studying the very issues that matter to them and which impact their daily lives. Israel monitors students on social media and online and then sends security forces to their homes to intimidate them. We saw this pattern repeated at every place we visited, including the Palestine Polytechnic University and countless human rights organizations that represent children and young people. Shame! As we mark the anniversary of the Nakba, let us resolve 75 years later to continue to stand against further Israeli government encroachment into Palestinian life. As trade unionists and internationalists, we have an obligation to denounce the actions of the Israeli government and to call upon our own government right here to demand an end to Israeli apartheid. Free Palestine solidarity.
Thank you, Jo. Our next speaker is a supporter of Palestine inside the Houses of Parliament. He's a member of Parliament for Hayes and Hollington in London and a former Shadow Chancellor. Please welcome John McDonnell MP.
Take this as a parliamentary report from the parliamentary wing of the Palestine Solidarity Committee. In Parliament in a couple of weeks' time, we're expecting the government to introduce the legislation which will ban public authorities for using BDS. They will seek to ban local councils and pension funds and other organizations to prevent them using boycott, disinvestment and sanctions. I just want to make this clear on this platform before you. I will vote against that legislation at every opportunity, and I will oppose the legislation.
because BDS is one of the weapons, one of the tools that we can use to ensure that at one stage we get justice for the Palestinian people. Let me say this as well. I'm the Secretary of the National Union of Journalists in Parliament. I speak on behalf of journalists in Parliament. I had the privilege last year to attend the commemoration for Shireen Abu Akleh. Shireen, as you know, was a journalist who was courageous and determined to report the truth of what was happening to the Palestinian people. She was reporting what happened in Jenin. She wore a press flak jacket. She wore a press helmet, but the Israelis shot her in the face and she died. But I speak on behalf of the union to say it's not just Shireen. We've had 30 journalists killed in recent decades. We've had 300 incidents of journalists harassed, attacked, and yes, murdered by the Israeli security forces. We've now referred this case to the International Federation of Journalists, to the criminal courts. We now have asked the International Criminal Court to investigate this case. The chief prosecutor has acknowledged and is now investigating. But we want pressure put upon them to bring forward the decision in that case so that we can ensure that Israel knows that they cannot attack and murder journalists with impunity. We demand justice for Shireen, and we demand justice for all our members that have been killed over the years since the Nakba. But we know that justice will only come as a result of the mounting campaigns globally. So let me now recommit myself to absolute solidarity for this campaign until Palestine is free. Solidarity.
Thank you so much. Woo! Make some noise for John McDonnell MP! Okay, I am really excited. We have just been sent a very special statement of solidarity from one of the sponsors of today's march. He says, "Friends and comrades, I am sorry that I cannot join you at this demonstration on this most important of days for the Palestinian people and for everyone who cares about freedom and justice for the people of Palestine. The RMT Union is unwavering in its support and solidarity for Palestine and the Palestine Solidarity Campaign, and will continue to stand with you, shoulder to shoulder, as we mark 75 years of oppression and injustice today at this rally. We truly believe in internationalism and international solidarity. The continued military occupation of Palestine, the institutionalized and systematic discrimination against Palestinians is shameful. Today, we stand together to remember the horrors of the Nakba 75 years ago. And today, we renew our demands for self-determination for the Palestinian people and an immediate end to the illegal occupation of Palestinian territories. Solidarity, and if you hadn't guessed already, that was a statement from the RMT General Secretary and the uncle of our movement, Mick Lynch. It is now a great honour to present one of the co-organisers of today's rally, representing the Campaign for Nuclear Disarmament, who have stood on the side of justice and peace for many, many years. Here, speaking to us today, is Kate Hudson.
Thanks very much indeed, Nice. It's 75 years since the terrible crime of the Nakba was perpetrated on the Palestinian people. It was perpetrated by the Israeli state. Today, we stand shoulder to shoulder with the Palestinian people, with all those displaced and driven from their lands and homes, to say that that historic crime must be reversed. And as we say that, also, we've seen over the past week, past days, the terrible scenes coming from Gaza. We've seen the clouds of smoke billowing over the land there. We've seen and heard the stories of the women and children that have been killed in the past few days. This is a terrible crime too. And we know that since that blockade of Gaza began in 2007, thousands of innocent people have been killed on those military assaults on Gaza. And it is time to call an end to this barbaric slaughter. And as we stand here today by 10 Downing Street, we have to raise our voices and say that this is not just a crime by the Israeli government, it's also a crime on the part of our own government, because we know the responsibility of our government. We know that the UK has a significant role in arming Israel. And we know that role extends to its war on and repression of the Palestinian people. We know about Britain's role in the production of the F-35 fighter jets that are used in those assaults on Gaza. But it doesn't just stop there. It's sales of bombs, it's sales of armoured vehicles and ammunition too. So one of the things that we have to say loud and clear to our Prime Minister today is that it's time for an arms embargo, not only to Israel, but also from Israel, because we buy those weapons that boost that state of Israel and its barbaric behaviour. And let us never forget the Israeli arms that are marketed, they are marked as battle-tested. And what does battle-tested mean when it comes to Israeli weapons? It means tested on the Palestinian people. And we have to say no to that, and end that complicity of our government with the arms trade and with the criminal treatment of the Palestinian people. So let's say today, long live Palestine, long live Gaza!
Thank you, Kate, for her wonderful speech. I'm delighted to introduce our next speaker, who is a key voice in the struggle against anti-black racism and colonialism, known for her campaigning against the Police Bill and Nationalities and Borders Bill. She stands strong against Israeli apartheid and in support of Palestinian rights. Please welcome Delia Mattis.
Good afternoon, everybody. I'm here sending my solidarity from Black Lives Matter straight to Palestine. And if, like me, you love Palestine, raise your fist in the air. And you say with me, free, free. Free, free. I'm here because Black Lives Matter became a global movement. And it wouldn't have been a global movement if we didn't have solidarity from many different groups, from many different countries, and from many different organizations. And I'm here to share that solidarity with you. States across the world make Palestine the enemy. They try to make out like Palestine is the enemy. They call the Palestinian people terrorists, but we've been here before. Black people have been through this before. Do you remember what they said about Nelson Mandela? They